Hello and welcome to Business Point here on Global Television, your hub for topical discussions in the world of business. Talk about business, Nigeria's economy, government policies, tech and innovation. I am Queen Agaba. Today we're looking at the roundup of the news-making headlines in the world of business and the Nigerian economy, and we will also be looking at the Nigerian stock market and equities market as well. Nigeria's economy has shown resilience, with the gross domestic product (GDP) growing by 3.84% in the fourth quarter of 2024, surpassing the 3.46% growth rate recorded in the same quarter of 2023. This growth is largely driven by the services sector, which expanded by 5.37% and contributed 57.38% to the aggregate GDP. The agricultural sector also experienced growth, albeit at a slower pace of 1.76%, while the industry sector grew by 2.00%. This growth rate indicates a positive trend, with the annual GDP growth rate for 2024 standing at 3.40%, up from 2.74% in 2023. Historically, Nigeria's GDP growth rate has been volatile, with peaks of 6.88% in 2011 and throws of -6.10% in 2020. The National Bureau of Statistics reports that the GDP growth rate for 2023 was 2.86%, a decline of 0.39% from 2022. Overall, Nigeria's economy is showing signs of recovery, driven by growth in the services sector. However, the country still faces challenges in achieving sustained economic growth and development. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll look at other stories, particularly with Nigeria's 2025 budget plan of a whopping 54.99 trillion naira. After the break, please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us on the program. It's Business Point on Global Television, your hub for topical discussions in the world of business. Nigeria's 2025 budget plan is a whopping 54.99 trillion naira, a 56.89% increase from the previous year's 35.5 trillion naira budget. This massive spending plan, dubbed the Budget of Restoration, aims to stabilize the economy and drive growth. However, analysts and experts have warned that the plan faces significant revenue and debt risks. Let's look at the key spending areas of this budget. Security has a 6.11 trillion naira, an 88% increase from last year, to tackle terrorism, banditry, and rising insecurity. Infrastructure, on the other hand, has 5.99 trillion naira for roads, bridges, and major projects like the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway. Education, healthcare, and skills development has a 5.7 trillion naira, up 161% from last year. Agriculture and food security, 3.73 trillion naira, a massive increase from 362 billion naira last year. Despite these ambitious spending plans, the government faces significant challenges in generating revenue to fund the budget. The projected revenue of 36.35 trillion naira is a 123.19% increase from last year. But experts warn that these targets may be overly optimistic. What are the debt's risk? Debt servicing alone will swallow 16.3 trillion naira, a nearly 98% increase from last year. The government's reliance on borrowing to finance its spending plans raises concerns about fiscal sustainability. Overall, while the 2025 budget plan is ambitious, its success hinges on the government's ability to generate revenue and manage its debt sustainability. In other news, Nigeria is experiencing a persistent power outage due to a grid collapse which occurred on Wednesday at around 1:33 p.m. depending on the source. This has resulted in widespread power outages across the country, with the Jos Electricity Distribution Company, Jos Disco, confirming the collapse and its impact on its service areas. It's worth noting that the government has not officially acknowledged the grid collapse, instead referring to it as a power outage. However, industry insiders are calling it a grid collapse, which implies a more serious and systemic failure of the power infrastructure. The causes of the grid collapse are still unclear, but it's likely due to a combination of factors, including inadequate infrastructure, poor maintenance, and high demand for electricity. The Nigerian government has been working to address these issues, but it's clear that more needs to be done to ensure a reliable and efficient power supply. The Nigerian government recent payment of 107 billion naira into the Pension Protection Fund, PFF, is a significant lifeline for low-income retirees. This fund, established under the Pension Reform Act 2014, provides financial support to pensioners with low balances in their retirement savings accounts. For many retirees, this payment is a crucial safety net, ensuring they receive a steady income despite their limited savings. The PFF's support is particularly important as it helps bridge the gap for those who cannot afford regular pension payout. According to the CEO of the Pension Fund Operators Association, Oguche Aguda, the payment is a positive development for the pension industry, enabling those with insufficient savings to receive pensions in retirement. This move by the government demonstrates its commitment to supporting vulnerable retirees, ensuring their financial well-being. Now, oil marketers in Nigeria, under the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Association of Nigeria, Petron, as sounding the alarm that the recent petrol price reduction is threatening their businesses. The price war between the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited and the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has led to a significant increase in petrol prices, with the NNPC reducing the pump price of petrol sold at its outlets across the country. The Petron president, Billy Gilly Harris, expressed concerns that the fluctuating petrol prices are potentially threatening the survival of its members' businesses. He explained that oil marketers buy products at a certain price only to see the price reduced before they can sell them, making it challenging to recover their cost. To address this issue, Petron is calling on Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) to intervene and protect industry players against the sudden reduction of petrol prices. They want the regulatory authorities to promote healthy competition and price stability in the downstream petroleum sector. The situation highlights the need for a stable market and price mechanism to ensure the survival of oil marketers and the overall health of the downstream petroleum sector. Let's look at the Nigerian stock market after the break, looking at the experiences in the month of March. Starting off with March so far. After the break, please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television. Many thanks for staying with us on the program. The Nigerian stock market experienced a slight gain on March 10th, 2025, with the all share index increasing by 0.8% to close at 106.621. I beg your pardon, to close at 1,621,000.91 points. This growth was driven by a surge in trading volume, which rose by 4.52% to 364.9 million shares. Here are more details on the Nigerian stock market's performance on March 10th, 2025. The all-share index increased by 0.8% to close at 106,621.91 points. For market capitalization, it closed at 66.769 trillion naira, while trading volume rose by 4.52% to 364.9 million shares. The market breadth closed positive, with 32 equities gaining and 27 equities declining in share prices. Top gainers, Etana rose by 9.96% to 37.55 naira. Transcorp gained 9.91% to 51.55 naira, while FCMB increased by 9.89% to 10 naira. AfriProod grew by 9.85% to 36.25 naira. ABC Transport rose by 8.67% to 1.63 naira. Top losers, VFD Group dropped by 9.92% to 47.20 naira. Intenagins fell by 8.72% to 1.78 naira. Cadbury dropped by 8% to 23 naira. Conest fell by 7.89% to 2.92 naira, while Honey Flour dropped by 7.6% to 12.50 naira. Top trading values, Geragu led the pack with transactions worth 9.4 billion naira. Fidelity Bank followed with 970.8 million naira. AfriProod came third with 834.1 million naira. And these are our top gainers, top losers, and the top trading values for the month of March so far. Finally, we'll wrap it up with the news of the European Union firing back at the United States with fresh tariffs on U.S. goods worth up to £26 billion in retaliation for the U.S. imposing a 25% tariff on steel and aluminium imports. This move marks a significant escalation in the ongoing trade war between the two economic powerhouse. The EU's countermeasures, described as swift and proportionate, will target U.S. goods exports, including industrial and agricultural products. This retaliation comes after the U.S. tariffs took effect despite warnings from various stakeholders, including the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who emphasized that tariffs are taxes and bad for business and consumers. The trade tensions between the U.S. and EU have been shimmering for a while, with the U.S. imposing tariffs on steel and aluminium imports from various countries, including EU member states. The EU has been seeking exemptions from these tariffs, but so far none have been granted. Now, this escalation in trade tensions has sparked concerns about the potential impact on global trade, economic growth, and consumer prices. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential for us to monitor development and assess the implications for businesses, investors, and consumers alike. And on our program tomorrow, we will be looking and monitoring this situation and looking at the development as well as assessing the implications for businesses, investors, and consumers. Well, that's how much we can bring to you on the program Business Points here on Global Television. Don't forget to make it a date with us tomorrow. And you can also follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.